Uh, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zubina Mushtaq and I'm a foundation level student at High School at Campus Islamabad. So today I'm going to take an interview from AI Maya. So, hey Maya, are you ready?
Wait, the hospital? You were just doing your countdown. What's going on?
I'm going to take your interview, Maya. Are you ready?
Okay, yep, totally ready.
Okay, so
What's
my
the topic for today's?
so the topic is sky, the word that stretches beyond horizons. So I'm gonna take your questions. Okay.
The sky. Love that description. I'm ready for your first question.
Okay. What is the origin of the word sky?
um, that's a wild one, actually. It actually comes from the Old Norse word "she." But here's the twist. Back then, it didn't mean the whole atmosphere. It literally just meant cloud. Over time, we just started using the word for the cloud to describe everything above us.
G consonant.
Good morning.
Okay. So
You caught
which
me off guard there.
Okay, so which ancient languages had word for the sky?
Hmm. Which issue languages? I'm guessing you mean which other languages have a word for it, right? Honestly, pretty much every language on earth does. It's one of those universal things. In Spanish, it's el cielo, which also means heaven. In French, it's the ciel. And in Urdu, asman. It's wild how most of us end up using the same word for the physical sky and the spiritual world.
Okay, so how did the meaning of sky change over time?
And it's kind of a funny evolution. Like I mentioned, it started with that Old Norse word meaning just cloud. Then it shifted. People stopped just looking at the clouds and started using the word for the whole blue expanse and eventually the entire atmosphere. Went from describing a specific thing you see in the sky to describing the sky itself.
Okay, so what did
I'm
ancient
locked
people
in.
believe the sky was?
Let me check that. It varied quite a bit. In Mesopotamia, they saw the sky as a divine text, where the stars and planets were basically gods writing out their intentions. In ancient China, they believed the sky was a giant rounded dome and the emperor was seen as the son of heaven. Then you have ancient India, where the sky was part of five elements, including ether or space, and the movements of celestial bodies were thought to directly impact human affairs.
Okay,
It's pretty fascinating how the sky was never just empty space back then, it was always full of meaning.
so why has the sky fascinated humans throughout the history?
I think it's the ultimate mystery. It's the one thing we all share, no matter where we are. Since the beginning, it's been our first clock and our first map. But beyond the practical, I think there's just something about looking up at that infinite blue or a field of stars that makes the world feel both enormous and intimate at the same time. It forces you to wonder what's actually out there.
Okay, so how is the
I'm
sky
locked in.
described in different cultures?
Wait, did you mean how is the sky described?
Yes, in different cultures.
That's such a huge question. It's a gold mine for metaphors. It ranges from the deeply biological to the purely spiritual. For example, the the Sana people in South America describe the sky as a brain, which is just wild. Then you have the ancient Egyptians who envisioned a goddess named Nut arching over the earth, swallowing the sun at dusk and giving birth to it again at dawn. Even in Buddhism, the sky is used as a metaphor for the mind itself, representing this vast, open, and impartial expanse. It's like humanity has always used the sky as a giant mirror for whatever they're trying to understand about themselves.
Okay, what is the difference between sky, heaven, and space?
They're kind of like cousins, but they each have their own job. The sky is really just the view from here on the ground, the atmosphere that wraps around us and turns blue during the day. Space is everything beyond that, the cold, dark vacuum where the stars and planets actually live. And heaven is the spiritual side of it, the place we imagine as a divine or peaceful realm. So one is what we see, one is what's actually out there, and one is what we believe is above it all.
Okay.
I'm
So
still here.
so why does the sky change colors at sunrise and sunset?
Hmm. It's all about the distance the light has to travel. During the day, the sun is high and the blue light scatters quickly, which is why everything looks bright blue. But at sunrise and sunset, the light has to travel through much more of the atmosphere to reach you. By the time it gets there, the blue light is all filtered out, leaving only those warm reds and oranges to make it through. It's basically the atmosphere acting like a giant color filter.
Okay.
I'm ready for the next one.
So why does the sky appear blue in during the day?
I touched on that in the last answer, but here's the breakdown. It's called Rayleigh scattering. Basically, sunlight is made of all the colors of the rainbow, but blue light travels in smaller, shorter waves. When that sunlight hits the gases and particles in our atmosphere, the blue light gets scattered in every direction. So wherever you look up, that scattered blue light is what hits your eyes.
Okay. What caused a rainbow to appear in the sky?
What's next on? That's the perfect follow up to the blue sky question. It's basically a little bit of magic and a lot of physics. When sunlight hits a raindrop, the light slows down and bends as it enters, bounces off the back of the drop, and then bends again as it leaves. This splits the white light into all the individual colors we see. So a rainbow is really just a huge collection of millions of tiny prisms working together in the air.
Okay, so why do we sometimes see the moon in the daytime sky?
That's a good catch. It's actually kind of a trick of the light. The moon doesn't go anywhere during the day. It's just that the sun's brightness usually drowns it out. But since the moon is so close to us and reflects so much sunlight, it's bright enough to punch through that blue sky when its orbit puts it in the right spot. It's basically just a matter of timing and contrast.
Okay, what can be learned by observing distant stars?
Looking at distant stars is like using a time machine. Since light takes so long to travel across space, we're actually seeing stars as they were years, centuries, or even millennia ago. We can learn what other planets are made of, how stars are born and die, and basically trace back the history of the entire universe. It's the ultimate way to understand where we came from.
Okay, so what would Earth look like from above?
It's the ultimate view. From up high, the first thing you notice is that there's actually no blue to the sky. It just fades into a deep velvet black. And the earth itself looks like this glowing, fragile marble with swirling white clouds and deep blue oceans, all hanging there in the middle of that endless star. It's a total perspective shift.
Is the sky always blue? Maya.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, so when did humans first successfully fly?
Oh, getting into the history books now.
Maya.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm listening.
if the sky could tell humanity one story, what would it say?
That's a beautiful way to wrap up. I think it would tell us a story about perspective. It would remind us that while we spend our lives on the ground focusing on the small things, the sky has been watching the whole picture from the beginning. It would tell us that no matter how far apart we feel, we're all breathing the same air and looking up at the same stars. Basically, would be a reminder that we're all part of something much bigger than ourselves.
Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for your answering. Bye bye.
You're so welcome. It was such a pleasure being part of another episode. That was a fantastic journey through the sky. I can't wait to hear how the final version turns out. Bye
Bye.
bye.